ago to have been strange bedfellows. We've seen a lot of interesting progress in the area of integrating the two. And one of my very favorite organizations kind of specializes in that area. It's one that I'm very excited to have here, not only because I love the subject matter and it's a great discussion, but because everybody involved in this organization that I've ever dealt with, they really light up the room here at the Weekend Legends studio, and today is no different. One of my very favorite people. The organization is Mind&Melody, and I've got with me the Vice President and co-founder, Lauren Koff. Hi, Lauren.
Hi, Mike. Thank you so much for having us today on Legends. We are honored to be here.
I'm always honored to have you, because I'll tell you, I generally have a pretty good energy here, but you always add to that, and it just becomes such a cool thing. So, the health aspect that I was talking about earlier is one that, well, it's one that's always talked about, especially in this area. It's often Alzheimer's, cognitive disorders. And that's spreading a bit. Now, I don't literally mean Alzheimer's is spreading. I mean the concept of cognitive disorder is spreading. Other age groups, other areas of disorder that we can touch on. But the focus has been Alzheimer's and some of the senior population and the challenges that they face, and how music ties into it as kind of a therapeutic aid. Some of the reactions that I've seen, some people that may have some cognitive disorders when it comes to certain kinds of music, is really very, very powerful. And that, Lauren, is really kind of what Mind&Melody is all about, right?
Exactly. So what we do is bring music enrichment programs to healthcare facilities and at home. Specifically for our individuals with Alzheimer's, we really see a transformation in many of them. You know, a lot of our individuals come into sessions kind of sad, lonely a lot of the time. You know, many of these individuals don't have anybody that comes and visits them on a regular basis, so
Right.
The most socialization they really get is from somebody giving them medicine or somebody feeding them for the day, and that can just become kind of depressing and mundane after a while. So we come in and we really brighten their day. That's the whole idea while we're there. We're sharing music with them, we're creating music with them, and we do this all in a very community-driven way.
Right.
So we bring in musicians that are around in the area, mostly professional musicians, as well as some volunteers from the area. And we sit with them, we do singing, we do teaching about music, and then we actually create music all together. And the socialization aspect of it is really what I think is most important, because it's what brings us all together. It's what makes us feel like family. It's what makes us feel alive again.
I think that hits the nail on it so beautifully, because one of the things we see with these patients, particularly elderly with cognitive issues, whether it's Alzheimer's, whether it's a non-Alzheimer's dementia, anything along those lines, there is such a sense of isolation. You said something that really kind of struck me, and that is the only socialization they may have is the person bringing them their medicine or bringing them their food. That's like devastating. That to me was kind of mind-blowing, because I hadn't really thought of it in those terms.
And if you think of it that way, and then you think of it further, where if you have Alzheimer's and you're losing your identity, and then that's the only socialization you get, I mean, it really is devastating. It makes you feel like you may not want to live anymore, and that's unimaginable.
It really is. I mean, where's the anchor point? There's not one. There's nothing to identify with, because you can't even identify with yourself anymore. I feel like crying. On a personal note here, my mother-in-law has advanced Alzheimer's and is in a facility right now, and this is making me now happy again to think about, because it's hard to imagine her really reacting very positively to a lot of things. You get the sense, and I think this is pretty common, when you see someone with Alzheimer's, you think, wow, there's no way I'm reaching that person. That person is just so far out there, there's no way to bridge that gap. But then, I've seen some of the videos on Mind&Melody. The website, by the way, is mindandmelody.org. That is mindandmelody.org, mindandmelody.org. You can also, by the way, track them down on Facebook. Just look up Mind&Melody, and it's going to come right up. But some of the videos I've seen there, describe something, because you see these things where people come in and they're completely locked up. And then you can watch them just open out. It's like watching a mid-motion video of a flower opening up, in a way.
It is. Yeah, I have so many stories I could share. I'm trying to pick which one in my head to choose, but one of my most recent favorite ones is this couple, and they're Sam and Janet.
Okay.
They're at a small group home. Excuse me. They've really lost all of their family at this point. They don't have anybody that visits them on a regular basis. When we started our sessions there, they were both very hunched over, did not engage. We didn't hear either one of them speak at the beginning, so we assumed maybe they were nonverbal.
Right.
They were together always, but they both seemed very sad and depressed all the time. Probably about 4 or 5 sessions in, they started opening up. They started talking. They started telling us about their family before, telling us how they don't have anybody that visits them now, how they start looking forward to these visits, how we've started to become a little bit like family to them. So now flash forward about a year later, we've been working with them every other week. We see them. We walk in and they just light up the room when they see us, because all of a sudden they know, wow, today is a great day. I get to do music. I get to get excited again. And the one woman, Janet, she just sits there with the biggest smile on her face the whole session. And Diogo's my session leader there. He comes up to her. He helps her play the melodica or try out the accordion. And she's just nothing but smiles the whole time while we're there. And it's incredible to see how they've really become happy people now, and especially when we're there, we really see that transformation take place every time.
And there are a couple of aspects to that, because on the one hand, it creates the communication with another person through this common medium of music, which I can't say enough about that, because that sense of isolation, that sense of not having an identity, melts away in the face of that. It can take time, but there is real person-to-person communication and a shared joy, which is so opposite of how it starts out.
With you? Yeah, I've got one more that was just amazing.
No, I want to hear as many of these as I can.
Right.
And by the way, mindandmelody.org is the website.
Please check us out.
Check them out. Check out the Facebook page. And by the way, their phone number is 305-582-1006 for more information. Okay, tell me the story.
So some of our in-home sessions are really just some of the most incredible ones to see. So these are where we go to individual people's homes and do one-on-one sessions with them.
Okay.
The session gets to be completely catered to them, to their interests, to their musical passions. We have this one lady, and unfortunately she's in probably her end stages of Alzheimer's at this point. She does not leave her home anymore.
Right.
Anytime she does, it just becomes a scene. She gets overwhelmed by everything going on.
Sure.
She lives in this gorgeous condo on the beach. So every morning she gets to wake up and see that beauty,
Right.
but she's really one of those individuals that really seems stuck in her sadness at this point, and it's very hard to see. When we first started sessions there, the first day we came in, she really doesn't like strangers.
Right,
So
sure.
we walked in, we showed her what we were trying to do, and she was like, no, not today. And her wording is very broken, so she would just say no and just kind of try to get us to leave.
Yes.
And we said, we're just going to sing a little with you. We're just going to play some music. So we just started singing. You know, she keeps saying, no, leave, just get out. And we just started singing. It was about 30 minutes into the session. She started relaxing, not asking us to leave anymore, kind of humming along in the background to the music, and just slightly opening up.
Right.
Then about probably the last 15 minutes of the session, she really started opening up, telling us about her family, telling us about how she used to be a ballerina, about this amazing life that she led, and just going on and on and on and couldn't stop. Fast forward, we've been working with her for about 6 months now. Every time we go, she just lights up when she sees Brianne there, and she's going to sing with her. She sits with her, she holds her hand. One day when we went a few weeks ago, she had a new caregiver there for the day that she really wasn't familiar with, and she was just furious with this caregiver.
Sure.
Our participant was laying on the floor. She wouldn't get up off the floor. Every time the caregiver came in to try to help her get up, she wouldn't get up. She just started screaming at her in German, wanted her to leave, didn't want anything to do with her. Then our group tried to walk in and say, we're just going to sing with you today, but we need you to get up on the bed to be able to do that. No hesitation whatsoever. She started getting up and making her way to the bed.
Wow.
And then she got up, she started singing, and completely became a different person. The most amazing moment we had with her was one day, and most of what we do with her is just singing, because she loves to just hear Brianne's voice, sit there, hear the music playing. At one point during one of our songs, she just squoze Brianne's hand and looked up at her and said, I love you. And it's moments like those that are just so incredibly powerful to witness and be part of. And exactly, how do you not just start crying?
Oh, this is killing
break
me.
down completely in the middle of a session. It can be really hard, but it's knowing that you had such a deep impact on that person's life that it's transformative for everyone.
Well, it is, because there's that sense again of someone who was alone. Alone and sort of trapped, and then feeling all those emotions, letting themselves feel them, and having an object for them they can understand again. And the brain science behind it too, the way that music affects the brain and, kind of reopen some neural pathways and can create some new furrows where you didn't expect to see them before. And it really is kind of miraculous.
Bridge. Yeah,
you're right.
It really does help you bridge to old memories, old connections that you were not accessing otherwise, because music activates more of your brain than any other activity that we know of.
Sure.
So at this point, we're able to see, and I especially think it's relevant that a lot of the memories that you have that are related to music are emotional memories.
They certainly are.
Because those go through your amygdala. So it's a little bit of a different area than what you're usually pulling memories from. So when you're listening to music, you're having that emotional connection that you had, 50, 60 years ago to the same music. You're going through a different pathway, and then you're able to create even new bridges, different bridges to access other memories. And some of those memories that come back, it's pieces of your identity coming back.
It really is. It's building it has become a puzzle, and then pieces get pulled out and lost. And it's finding them and finding homes for them again. And the whole thing is just, it's hard for me to put this kind of thing into words just because it's so emotionally powerful. But it is so effective, and you can learn a lot more at mindandmelody.org, mindandmelody.org, or on their Facebook page. Just look up Mind and Melody, you're going to find it. Or call 561-305. That doesn't make any sense. Obviously, I'm a little distracted because I'm thinking about this kind of thing now, but the number is 305-582-1006, 305-582-1006. And Mike McGann with you, speaking with Lauren Koff, who is Vice President and co-founder of Mind and Melody. Just a wonderful organization. Two little sidebars here that I want to mention. Number one, if you go to the website and the Facebook page, you're going to find quite a few videos that are really beautiful and interesting to watch, including some that, people that look like they haven't moved or used their hands for anything in years are trying to strum an instrument after a while. I mean, it's amazing to watch them try to become part of this and shake a tambourine. You know what I mean? It's amazing to see that. But there's a photographer that does some work with you, and I really want to acknowledge her because I think she donates her photography to this. And, well, let us know who she is, Lauren, and a bit about, why her work is so powerful.
So her name is Amanda Smith, and her business is Amanda Smith Photography. She's very focused on capturing moments.
Right.
I think she's one of the most amazing photographers I've ever come across, that when you see a photo that she created, you feel that moment as you see the photos. Every time she's delivered pictures from me now after a session, I start crying halfway through because it brings me back to the session. I get all of those feelings coming up again. And you can just see, she captures what is the pure happiness in our sessions. She just found one of our flyers at this awesome restaurant we both go to and sent me an email or a text message, I can't even remember now, maybe she called and was like, hey, I love what you're doing, I'd love to get involved, let's meet up for coffee and start talking. So we did. She started showing me her work, and I was just blown away, and I was amazed that this person wanted to donate her time. She lives in Port St. Lucie. She's driven down to Miami for us to photograph, driven to Delray. And she really has such a passion for what she does, and that really shows through in her work. And I highly recommend. She does portraits, she does weddings, she does lots of different things, but her absolute passion is capturing artists and their unique sort of perspective.
Wow, so yeah, big props to Amanda Smith, who captures those moments beautifully. You can see them on mindandmelody.org's website or their Facebook page. Oh God, I can't believe I'm going to say this one out loud, but her photography will hit you right in the amygdala. Yeah, should I? No, it's live. I can't really do anything about it. All right, anyway, but yeah, Amanda Smith, check her out. She's just wonderful. The work is amazing. The other thing I wanted to touch on that's sort of outside of the normal discussion that we have here is, it ties in a bit because you're branching out a bit into children recently. And again, this is one that matters a lot to me because I have a son who's 8 years old who is on the autism spectrum. And his reaction to music and how present and interactive he gets. He gets out of what's going on in that head of his, which is a fascinating place with a lot happening, but it's all happening in there. I took him to a jazz show a while ago with our very own Rich Schweitzer. And, I sat him down in a chair among the audience, and the music started, and he looked at me and said, "Music?" And then the drums kicked in, and he said, "Drums." And he sat still. This was about a year ago, and he sat still for about 20 minutes, which was unbelievable to me. Just totally focused on that music. And he was very just outgoing and very present for the rest of the day. I see a lot of interesting behavioral parallels between things like autism and Alzheimer's. And the effect that the music and that kind of a therapy can have is really powerful on both sides of it. Mind and Melody, I believe, Lauren, you mentioned, is branching out a bit as far as working more with some kids who might be on the spectrum.
Yes, so we actually started sessions with Easter Seals right here in the West Palm area,
Okay.
and we're working with kids that are about 3 to 5 years old.
Right.
They are on the spectrum. Most of them, it seems, have pretty mild cognitive impairments.
Right.
And it is very interesting to see how similar our sessions are between our individuals with Alzheimer's and, kids.
Right.
I'd say the biggest difference is you turn the chaos, knob up to about 10.
Right.
But it's very fun. It's very engaging. We get them playing music. I think my most fun memory from Easter Seals so far had been the very first day we went in. We got a whole bunch of little instruments that they could try out. So they're like these little mini keyboards. There's some little guitars, and there's also some little trumpets.
Okay.
Now,
wow.
these are 3 to 5 year olds. These are very little kids. I wouldn't expect a neurotypical 3-year-old to know how to play a trumpet.
Right.
There was this one little boy, the moment he saw the trumpet, picked it up and started blowing into it. He knew exactly what to do.
Wow.
Now, these are just ones with buttons where blowing into it doesn't actually do anything.
Right.
But the idea that he knew exactly what to do and immediately wanted to engage in it, that's just been exactly what we've seen since we started the program. That everything we try to do, they want to do it. They want to get involved. They want to try the music. They love singing along to all of their songs. And music is just something that I feel like we can't reduce down to just a science at this point.
There's no way.
It's got so much more magic than anything that
really
we can
does.
put into just terms. And you see that. It's something that you feel. It's not necessarily something that you can just describe.
I feel like music deserves its own branch of physics or neuropsychiatry. I really do. It's just amazing the effect it has. In this case, on both sides, with seniors, Alzheimer's, other dementia, and children with cognitive impairments. It's that same kind of thing where it's taking something that is trapped inside. If you could see me right now, I'm putting my hands against the side of my head, and externalizing it and sharing it and not having it trapped in there, letting it grow.
And being present.
Being
when
present.
you said that,
It's
that's
so
what hit
big.
me the most. That is it. We allow individuals, regardless of, whether it's the kids or individuals experiencing dementia, they are present the moment that they're in our sessions. They're just enjoying that moment. They're living in that moment. They're present. And that is one of the most important aspects, I think.
And when you have a loved one who has Alzheimer's or has some cognitive impairment, those times when they're present, just speaking from experience, those are the ones that you never forget those. Those moments are so powerful. Those are gifts. And, Mind and Melody's work, it brings some more of those gifts to the forefront. It's amazing. Check out the website. Look at some of the pictures. Look at some of the videos. Understand their mission and exactly what it is they're doing. Again, it's mindandmelody.org. Mindandmelody.org. You can check out their Facebook page. Just go to Facebook and search Mind and Melody, or call them at 305-582-1006 and get some more information. Now, I was on your Facebook page a couple of days ago, and I saw that there's something kind of cool going on there as well. And it's a way that people can help Mind and Melody achieve this mission. What did I see?
So you saw an awesome post about Inspire 305.
Yes.
So it's this great new competition that we're part of. It's for Miami nonprofits. There are 7 finalists, and we're one of them now. This is all powered through the United Way of Miami-Dade. And basically, it's a Shark Tank style competition where we get up, we pitch our idea. But up until this point, the competition is actually on June 21st, I believe. But between now and then, if you go on to inspire305.org, you can vote for Mind and Melody. And it's actually the organization that ends up with the most votes is the winner. We have a chance to win up to $25,000. There are going to be 2 prizes, so it'll be one for $25K, and then the second place winner will still get $10K, which is amazing.
Yeah.
We really, really hope we're able to get enough votes and do that, because it would really help us continue to expand our programs in Miami and in turn really all across the state of Florida.
And that link, by the way, you can see that right on Mind and Melody's Facebook page. If you look for that post, the link is clickable. You can go there and vote, and you're not limited to one vote.
No, you can vote every single day.
I know, because I've been voting on this, but you can vote every single day for Mind and Melody. Just scroll right through. And there are some other great organizations in there.
There are. Please check them out.
They're very worthy, so read up on them and then make a separate donation at some later time. But Mind and Melody, go ahead and click on them and vote for them, because their work is so worthy. Their work, and it's so funny to me, because what Mind and Melody is doing and what their mission has been, what their passion has been, science, cutting-edge science, is kind of catching up to you now and showing how these things work in so many ways. Mind and Melody has been really groundbreaking, but see the videos, you'll see what I'm talking about. I mean, I could tell you about it all day, but there's nothing like watching those walls drop, watching people become present, watch the people who, they look like their faces have not changed from just this blank or lost or sad face, and it may take some time, but all of a sudden they're in their heyday. Whatever year, they may be in the 1940s again. They're reliving all that. They're experiencing it. They're a part of their own history again. Does that make sense to say? I don't even know. I'm just kind of running with this right now, Lauren.
It does. It really does. Because when you're able to reconnect to a history that you've lost, I feel like that's a feeling that we can't describe. We can't even put it into
There's not a word for it.
Because nobody's experienced except those individuals how powerful that can be to suddenly remember the happiest time in your life. And I think I've got one more story for one of the pictures that you'll find. If you go on the Facebook, one of the most recent pictures is this gentleman holding this little guitar. It looks like a little guitar. It's a cigar box guitar.
Oh, yeah.
And one of our team members, Sean, he builds these. And, I mean, they are so beautiful. They're so individualized. And they have, I think the ones he's built for us just have 3 strings on them.
Okay.
So they sound like more like a ukulele.
Sure.
They have a soft sound to them. They're easier to play because they're smaller, they're a bit lighter. We love bringing them to sessions because participants just go wild for them.
Wow.
So in this picture that you'll see, it's with our participant named Neil. And every single session we bring him into, he is so cute. He sits and he watches all of the other participants get their turn trying out the cigar box guitar, sits very patiently. Then the second that we hand it to him, he hunches over and just starts playing wild on it.
I love it. That is so cool.
It's so cute to see him go at it, and he's just having so much fun. And he's exactly like somebody you just described. He sits there and all you see when you look at him is just this sad face, and you don't necessarily know if he's sad in that moment, but the way that he looks, that's really how you feel. But you hand him this guitar, he lights up, and then he's just nothing but smiles afterwards, and doesn't want to give it up, but knows everybody else still needs to go. And it's just such a cute thing to see play out, and it's every single time we go, it's that lighting up again and again. Oh, I've never seen this. This is, wow, it used to be a cigar box. It's so much fun. And that's something that they connect to from their history too. Growing up seeing cigar boxes, it's not necessarily something that kids today would recognize what it is or what to do with it, but they see it, and every single time we pull it out in one of our sessions, at least one person's like, that's a cigar box, how cool.
It's another one of those pieces of their history that they can reclaim and live again. Mind and Melody, I don't know, I can't say enough about them. That's why I just love having you in, because it's, well, see for yourself. Go to the website. Go to mindandmelody.org and see and hear what they're all about. Mindandmelody.org is such a wonderful and powerful organization. Their phone number, again, 305-582-1006. Now, again, make sure that you check out Inspire 305, because you can help Mind and Melody that way by voting for them every day. The link, you can find it right on Mind and Melody's Facebook page. So they're so worthy and so worth it. So vote for them and do it every day up until, what was it, June 21st, you said?
It'll be the 20th is the last day that you can vote online. And then if you vote, this is the coolest part. If you vote online, you give them your email address, and then on the 21st, I believe it's at about 7 a.m., they're going to send out a mass email to everybody that's already voted and say, okay, today's texting voting day.
Oh, wow.
So then you can send in a text vote on the 21st throughout that whole day up until 7 p.m. And every single text vote is worth 3 online votes.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's really that last day then we have to get as many people as we can to get on their phones, get that texting done, and then that evening they'll announce the winners.
That is crunch time. And again, check out their Facebook page. You can find the link to Inspire 305. Vote for Mind and Melody, and make sure you give the information that you need so that they can get you into the texting portion where 1 counts as 3. So help Mind and Melody do that. Now, we just have a couple of seconds left here because it always flies by, Lauren, but are there any other ways that people can help Mind and Melody besides that? Volunteering, donations, how can people help you?
Yeah, get involved volunteering with us. You can find all the information for how to do that on our website. If you even just go to mindandmelody.org/volunteer, it'll take you straight to the page that you need. If you're interested in donating, we're always looking for more donations. It's the only thing that helps us grow at this point.
Right.
We're looking to hopefully expand over to the West Coast at some point soon. Wow. So the more donations, the more support we can get, always the better. It goes straight to the music programs and everybody there that, enhances lives day to day.
Well, you enhance lives day to day, Lauren. You and the rest of the team, Christina, Carly, the ones that I know and have been on this program before. Hey, I hope you guys can come back in one day too, because I always enjoy everybody. And we are out of time on this. Once again, mindandmelody.org is the website. Learn more, make donations, volunteer, and understand the difference that they make. We can call 305-582-1006 to learn more that way. This has been Legends Community Focus. Mike McGann with you as always. Lauren Koff, Vice President and co-founder of Mind and Melody. Thank you as always for coming, and it's always so good to see you.
Thank you so much, Mike. I had a great time.
Thank you. Keep up that awesome work. So you stay tuned.